What is Arte Povera? Arte Povera, which in Italian means poor art or impoverished art, was one of the most important and influential avant-garde movements to emerge in southern Europe in the late 1960s. It grouped the creations of a dozen Italian artists, whose most distinctive feature was the reuse of poor or cheap materials, such as earth, stones, clothes, paper, and rope, which evoked a pre-industrial era. These practices subtly critiqued the industrialization and mechanization of Italy at the time while challenging conventional ideas of value and propriety. By focusing on sculptural work rather than painting, they departed from the modernist abstract painting that had dominated European art in the 1950s. The contrast between the raw materials and the allusions to the emergence of consumer culture is what makes some of the group's work so memorable. Arte Povera believed that modernity represented a threat to the erasure of collective memory and tradition, which were essential components of Italian cultural heritage. Therefore, they strove to contrast the new with the old in order to confuse the public's understanding of the time that had passed. The artists often juxtaposed the new and the old, or the radically altered and the pre-industrial, in an absurd, surprising, and humorous way. In doing so, they evoke some of the effects of modernization, which tends to erase experiences of proximity and memory as it moves steadily into the future. Arte Povera's interest in underdeveloped materials can be linked to a number of other art movements of the 1950s. In their use of readily available materials with insolent and rebellious subversions of their usual function, the artists grouped under this term shared certain techniques and strategies with movements such as Fluxus and New Realism. Arte Povera was a response to abstract painting, which was then considered the dominant art form. This abstraction was criticized for being too constrained by the conventions of painting and for being too narrowly focused on emotion and personal expression. An art practice called Arte Povera was proposed. It borrowed materials and forms from everyday life and was much more interested in materiality and physicality. Arte Povera is distinguished by its interest in forms such as performance and installation. You will find videos about Arte Povera artworks in this playlist. If you liked the video, leave us a like and feel free to share it. Subscribe so you don't miss our future videos. Thanks for watching. See you soon on Art Theory.